outside and touch it with my keys.
Which is scheduled for one fall.
One fall.
And a total combined weight of 560 pounds. The team of Gunjack, Andy Hollow, and Eddie Islas.
Now, Cormac, the astute among our fans will notice that I have been in the ring with 2 out of 3 of this team, Gunjack and Andy Hollow, and I've also called Eddie Islas a son of a bitch.
Indeed you have. Indeed you have. I think we all remember that.
A bigger woman than me would recuse herself from calling this because I cannot be impartial, but also I'm not going to.
It's hard to be impartial when there's guys like that in the ring.
Well, it's also hard to be impartial when they're going against a team like this. The newly debuted Billy Clutch and Derrick Cox and the high-flying Dynamite Pegasus.
The Dynamite Pegasus is one of the most undeniable wrestlers on our roster. He's got energy to him. He's a servant of a god. How can you deny this man's abilities?
Servant of a god? He's a horse with wings.
Maybe I don't understand my mythology quite right.
Well, after the show, I'll teach you about Bellerophon, okay?
You hear me?
I don't know what 6 of those words meant.
But you knew about Bellerophon.
You know, I think Dynamite Pegasus may have had his mask touched up recently. The mane is looking luscious. What is that, Head and Shoulders?
I believe it's mane and tail.
He doesn't have a tail.
He does not have a tail. But let me go ahead and tell you a tale of someone who is absolutely, like you mentioned earlier, abandoned their morals, abandoned their fans, and absolutely taken every shortcut there is in the book. That is Eddie Islas, the captain of the team on the left side of your screens here. And I'm just gonna let the SoCal Pro fans tell you what I think of Eddie Islas, because they're absolutely saying it out loud.
If there's one thing about our fans, they're sure not quiet about the way they feel about anything.
Nor should they be, because absolutely, this is why we do this. This is why we have SoCal Pro New Year's Retribution. This is why we have the best wrestling, the best fans in Southern California. And absolutely, stunning crowd for some stunning wrestlers, as we've already got a jostle for control. Gunjack taking that wrist lock. Derrick Cox, a collegiate wrestler in his own right. I believe just had a competition
today?
Just last month. Hey there, Andy, how you doing?
He was just at a competition today, for that matter.
Derrick Cox with the headlock, getting that control over Gunjack, and tagging in Dynamite Pegasus. As we're already seeing a teamwork, not exactly an established team, but already showing some great teamwork as we got a double clothesline sending Gunjack to the canvas.
You'll notice Derrick Cox is the anchor of this team. He has the bronze, and Billy Clutch and Dynamite Pegasus have agility that's difficult to match. You have speed, you have strength. It's going to be incredibly difficult to co-opt that into a weakness for this team.
Like you mentioned, that agility, Hurricanrana by Dynamite Pegasus off the ropes. Alita, that big springboard arm drag. Dynamite Pegasus showing his lucha roots with the Alita off the second rope as he tags in Billy Clutch. Oh, not today. And Dynamite Pegasus showing a little bit of engine.
What gear do you think Billy Clutch is in?
Oh, I think absolutely he's gotten into third gear already.
We'll that's a quick shift. You gotta be careful, it'll hurt your transmission.
It'll hurt your transmission, but that'll also hurt your ocular function. I believe that was a nice thumb to the eye by Gunjack. Gunjack absolutely not a stranger to underhand tactics, am I right?
Well, you know what they say, you can't win if you can't.
Well, you also can't win if you can't stop getting your face stomped all over. Big drop kick by Billy Clutch.
It is indeed incredibly difficult to win with a stomped-in face, but it happens.
Billy Clutch up and over Andy Hollow. Big arm drag. Andy Hollow sent reeling, another arm drag. As Billy Clutch is absolutely in the driver's seat. Do motorcycles have driver seats?
Well, there is only one seat, so you could argue it is both the driver and passenger seat.
And Islas on the second rope. Big back elbow by Billy Clutch. Stomp to the stomach. Billy Clutch got him up for a suplex. Billy Clutch absolutely just in control right now. Freshly debuted. Look at that baby face.
I'd say he's getting into fourth gear by now. You don't want to mess around with that speed, followed by the strength. Derrick Cox isn't one that I'd want to mess with.
Absolutely not. Derrick Cox knows every single way that a joint will bend before it breaks, and then he bends it some more.
If you follow Derrick Cox on social media, you'll see he lifts a ridiculous amount. He's incredibly strong.
Incredibly strong.
For his size.
Incredibly strong, but unfortunately still subject to the double team as Andy Hollow and Eddie Islas double teaming Derrick Cox, and a big double clothesline by Derrick, sending them both to the mat.
You were saying about him being taken by two?
Well, I don't think I was mentioning that. I was mentioning the match. I'll let him know you said that, though. As Dynamite Pegasus and Derrick Cox, a little teamwork of their own. Double back elbow. Dynamite Pegasus going for the cover, but only a count of 2, and that was a very fast 2.
The stamina here of our Dynamite Pegasus-led team, I think that's going to be a deciding factor here. We have 3 individuals in the opposite corner who are all very strong wrestlers. A strike from Eddie Islas, a strike from Andy Hollow, both terrible. Gunjack has the speed on this team.
I don't mean to cut you off there, but it looked like Eddie Islas may have landed poorly. Oh, I got it. Just cheating. Eddie Islas not landing poorly at all. His knee is fine, and now he's absolutely taking advantage of our referee. Not looking as Andy behind you. As Gunjack and Andy Hollow are just double teaming while Andy, our esteemed referee, Andy, there's a lot of Andys around here. Our esteemed referee, Andy, had her back turned. And now Eddie Islas, after absolutely just disregarding rules and fair play, now seems to be in control.
And you gotta wonder about the body of Dynamite Pegasus now. He just took an obscene amount of punishment, and here's some more for that matter. Is that gonna come back? Is that going to affect the stamina that we've come to expect from Dynamite Pegasus? This is a high-flying horsey right here.
It is absolutely a high-flying horsey, but the horse has been grounded as Gunjack with a stomp to the back and then a count of 2.
You gotta wonder who makes horseshoes that big.
Absolutely right. Dynamite Pegasus trying to push and claw his way back to his corner, but Gunjack having none of it. European uppercut.
Gunjack, he's been calling himself the most interesting wrestler in the world. As a matter of fact, you know, he once won a staring contest against his own reflection.
Wouldn't that mean he also lost?
I like to think positively, Charlie. I do my best to be an optimist.
Absolutely an optimist. Eddie Islas holding Dynamite Pegasus in place as a huge cannonball from Andy Hollow. Dynamite Pegasus just being a sponge for punishment right now.
The stamina of Dynamite Pegasus, it may be damaged, but it's not completely out the window yet. He's got enough left to kick out at that 2 count.
Absolutely enough to kick out, but Andy Hollow's going to do everything he can to try and wear down Dynamite Pegasus, slamming ramming his head into the top rope, tag to Eddie Islas. Eddie Islas is now the legal man, and Andy Hollow holding Dynamite Pegasus back as Eddie with a strike to the stomach and then a big soccer kick to the back.
And just more punishment to the back, to the torso. Remember, that's where almost anything he's doing is based off of. It's real hard to fly high when your chest isn't working anymore.
And you know what, that's the experience. Eddie Islas, absolutely the most experienced member on his team.
And it
knows to ground the high flyer.
It looks like Eddie was trying to take his mask off there. As we all know, masks in the world of luchadors are absolutely sacred. You lose that, you lose everything.
Absolutely, and Eddie Islas knows that. And the fact that he still tries to remove the mask of Dynamite Pegasus just shows how far gone Eddie Islas is.
Just a few months ago, if we can recall, he actually stole Tortuga's mask, then wore it to face Tortuga. The absolute audacity that Eddie showed in the past, he's showing now.
Absolutely, and speaking of high-flying, Gunjack off the second rope with that big Euro to the outside.
It's not enough to finish him, but it is enough to do a heck of a lot of damage, Charlie.
Hey, get the camera out of my car.
Excuse me, European uppercut to the back of Dynamite Pegasus. People call that the outside of the spine. See, that's... And Gunjack shoving Derrick Cox off the apron, but Andy, our referee Andy, doing her best to maintain order in this six-man tag team match, which is no easy feat, Cormac.
It's incredibly hard to maintain order in a match like this, especially when you've got guys that love to cheat. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. That's why Eddie couldn't bring it home in his cage match versus Tortuga. There was nowhere to run, there was nowhere to hide, there was nobody that could help him. He loves to cheat to win. If he can find a way to cheat, he will find it.
You're absolutely right, but you can't argue the results. Eddie Islas just stomping on the face of Dynamite Pegasus as he was draped over that middle rope.
Stealing the fan sign and assaulting Dynamite Pegasus with it.
Andy, that's an outside implement. That's a disqualification. That's a disqualification, Cormac.
I've never seen anything quite like this from Eddie Islas. We've seen him be absolutely disgusting in the past, but this is vile. He really is the devil.
He is absolutely taken to calling himself that, and he's done everything in his power to prove it true, but don't sell his teammates short. Andy Hollow, Gunjack, like I mentioned, I've got a little bit of a past with every single member of this team, and I know for a fact that if you're not absolutely watching 100% of the time, they are going to take advantage of that. But Dynamite Pegasus flipping over Eddie Islas, getting to his teammate Derrick Cox. That's a huge German suplex. And let's see one more. Big German suplex by Derrick Cox. Eddie Islas stuck it under.
Number 3.
Eddie wisely grabbing onto that top rope.
No such luck. Taking a suplex from Derrick Cox is a nightmare.
How about a spine buster by Derrick as well? But only a count of 2.
You gotta be amazed he managed to kick out of that. The strength of Derrick Cox, when he sends you over, there's a moment there where you wonder if you're ever gonna come down or if you're stuck in the stratosphere.
Look at the stratosphere as Billy Clutch dives out of the stratosphere as
Unprettier.
Unprettier by Andy Hollow. Hard reset by Gunjack. A meteor fist by Dynamite Pegasus. And Eddie Islas with a kick to the stomach. Eddie Islas bringing him up. And Brain Buster!
You know, a brain buster is one of those moves. Your mind is clouds afterwards. You're not thinking about anything but, good God, that one hurt.
Absolutely. I believe your brain would be busted.
Oh, I hope not. I really hope they're okay, Charlie.
Derrick Cox, I think he's calling for the end. Getting Eddie Islas up. And a big stalling suplex.
The sheer athleticism of Derrick Cox. We've touched on it time and time again, but it cannot be understated. This is somebody who is at near peak condition.
Near peak? If Derrick Cox isn't at his peak, I am frightened to see what would happen when he gets there.
I was told by somebody else if I called anybody else the peak tonight, I would suffer for it. So I must say, near the peak.
Well, speaking of near the peak, I believe Eddie Islas just hit near the peak on Derrick. And Gunjack with that sneaky elbow. And a referee with the count of 3.
And it looks like they're taking the victory home tonight.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that one more time, but as you saw, folks at home, Eddie Islas distracting the referee with a low blow to Derrick Cox. Let's take a look at it one more time. Low blow to Derrick Cox, and then as the referee is distracted with Eddie Islas, Gunjack coming in with that discus forearm, the brass hammer, he calls it.
It must feel like a hammer coming down on your head. Obviously, the elbow, one of the hardest parts of your body, just driving into that skull with his momentum behind it. And you know something about that, wouldn't you, Charlie?
Oh, absolutely. My bad, he doesn't call it the brass hammer. I was mistaken because last time I was hit with that, he hit a steel bar inside his gauntlet.
And that's gotta hurt even worse. Thankfully, no steel bars tonight.
Well, I don't know about that. No one's checked Gunjack.
That's very true. Right now, my focus is on Derrick Cox. I really hope he's okay. He's being led to the back by his friends. And they're just, these guys disgust me, Charlie.
Oh, absolutely. They are absolutely disgusting. They are conniving. But unfortunately tonight, Eddie Islas, Andy Hollow, and Gunjack walking out with their hands raised.
I find it hard not to boo myself from the commentary booth, Charlie.
Well, we are absolutely supposed to stay unbiased, impartial. Boo!